they were roommates.
God, they were roommates.
Hey Roomies, and welcome back. It has been a little bit of a hiatus, emphasis on little bit, but we are back, and I'm here with Kaylee and Courtney, and we're here to give you a quick little life updates and then chat about our recent trip to Vegas that we had. Oh my God, has it been I think it's been over a month now. It's been a minute since we were all together, but we were actually all together, so you guys will get to hear lovely stories of our time in Vegas, visiting and seeing the Jonas Brothers live, which was exactly what I needed in my life at that time. But how are you lovely ladies doing today? It is Friday. We made it through a long week.
Oh my gosh.
We did it.
Yeah, we were just all exasperating sighs together as we got on the phone. Sorry about the summer break, y'all. We kind of unexpectedly needed some time to figure life out. It's been a chaotic couple months, but yeah, doing pretty solid.
Shout out to cousin Corey for asking about the podcast multiple times.
Yeah, I know. Our biggest
fan.
What up, Corey? He makes good pizza, as the girls remember a long time ago.
Yeah,
I got to see him while we were on our hiatus. Hang with him and the fam a little bit, which was good. But yeah, right now just trying to survive every day and act like I want to be here. TBH.
Every day is I feel like the "this is fine" dog meme
all the time.
Oh my God.
Literally all the time, especially this week. This week has been tough, capital T, but hey, we back and we better, and we move,
Exactly. I don't know. I was going to say something cliche, but I can't even come up with a cliche. So, here we are.
Is that kind of weak?
It is.
It's life, I mean, it just
can't even come up with a cliche.
Can't even, yeah. But yeah, life has been beating all of us pretty hard.
Life's been real hard.
Yeah.
But we making it through. We're making it work.
Yeah. It helps when we have each other and we have little trips to look forward to, like our Vegas one. And even though we only had what did we math it to? 50 hours together?
Yeah, it was not enough. Yeah. In girl math, that's no time.
Yeah, no, actually.
You know what bummed me out the other day? I went to the dentist, and I had gone 6 months ago, which was the week after our Maldives trip.
Oh,
and I was like,
no.
There's no way it has been half a year since we were cooking in paradise. I got really upset.
I think about it every day.
Yeah, we were frying.
We were frying.
My ass got sunburned. What?
Your ass got... It looked great, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was at least 4 or 5 shades darker. And
you tanned within the first 2 minutes of being outside, though.
Yeah. I was like,
you
oh
got
shit, wait.
So dark.
It was we went to breakfast, we were at the pool for 20 minutes, and Courtney had intense tan lines from her bathing suit. And I was like, bitch, how? We've been outside for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was super noticeable tan lines. And I was just like, oh, okay, damn.
Yeah. And then you went to Costa Rica. So by the time we hit Vegas, you were a whole different woman.
I was so dark. I'm just now starting to kind of even out, but just barely.
I'm getting so pale again already. The sun is starting to disappear up here in Seattle.
Lucky.
Yeah. It's been nice.
Was super hot today. It's been so hot here, and I hate it.
Still 80s, 90s?
Yeah, 80s, high 80s, mid 80s. But hopefully next week it'll be down to high 70s, which at this point I'll take.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That's a mild enough temperature for you guys down there.
Genuinely, I'm please, can we at least get some weather that's in the 60s?
It reminds me of when we went to Universal, and it was like coming to the end of the day, and we were getting like our last snacks before we left, and I was still in like a tank top and shorts, and the lady was like, "You're not from here, are you?" And I was like, how could you tell? And she's like, because every other California person would be in a jacket by now, because it was like 70 degrees outside. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, like I just spent the last 7 months in 4 feet of snow all the time.
Yeah.
So I am living the life right now in this like 70-degree weather when the sun's going down.
It
Yeah,
felt
it was-
so nice. I had my little flannel on. It was great.
Yeah, it was like the perfect mild LA day.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Man, I miss that trip. It's been almost a year.
I was, what? Really?
Last November.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah,
Crazy
I
time.
know. It is a construct.
Yeah. I definitely live for our group trips for sure.
I feel like that. Yeah, that's how I measure time. Is like, when
Yeah.
is the next one? How many months is that? How long has it been since the last one? It's like
That's genuinely, yeah. That's how I measure my time.
Yeah, and that's what's so tough. It's like we did Vegas and it was so short because it was kind of all we could do at the time.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, I think maybe we'll map something out for March, and that feels so far away.
I know, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna go so fast though. Like once the holidays, like
Yeah,
as soon as Halloween, it's already. I feel like October is already going so fast, and then it'll be Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then it'll be time for you guys to
My
look at
birthday.
tickets. True,
Yeah.
your birthday, and then yeah.
yeah. We'll just like,
But I keep telling myself, I'm like, cool. So we'll have March hopefully, and then we'll have Niall Horan. Is that in July or August?
July.
July. And then we'll have
Yeah.
July, and then hopefully Salem, Massachusetts, and New York for Courtney's birthday in November. I was like, 3 solid trips with the girls next year. Like,
Yeah.
solid.
Needed.
Good.
Love it.
I do
Sign,
think
seal,
it
deliver
helped.
it.
Yeah, I think it helped at least the Maldives was like 10, 11 days together.
Yeah.
It's still
Vegas
not
was
enough.
definitely our shortest time together.
I think so, yeah.
And it sucked for sure.
Yeah.
I drove out for the first time. I've never been to Vegas, even though I live in California, which is random. My whole family has been to Vegas. But yeah, I drove out by myself for the first time. And it was a really cool, easy drive. I'd say my mom was, of course, freaking out. If you're listening to this, Mom, you were, in fact, freaking out. She had me on, like, the maps, but then she would call me and be like, I can't see you on the map.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, Mom, I can't pull over and, like, help you troubleshoot it. But, yeah, it ended up working. But
You're a good
yeah,
driver,
she-
though. Like,
Yeah.
you're fine. Yeah, like, you're fine.
Yeah,
She's
I
just-
decided
She just worries about you. She loves you
She
too
does.
much.
Classic
she's
mom.
got, that woman has so much anxiety in her little body. It's crazy.
Oh, that's where you get it from.
Yeah.
No idea.
It was a gift from my mother.
It was a gift. But yeah, so I decided to drive down as opposed to flying because the flight would have been like super short and just more of a waste of time. And then I'd have, my car so we could hit around spots that weren't on the strip and have a good time there. So it was just kind of it worked out that way.
Mhm.
And Kaylee and her sister had a really easy flight in, and I picked them up from the airport. But Meaghan, on the other hand,
Whew,
had
Oh my
a more difficult route
I did.
getting into Vegas.
Yeah, so I originally was going to be flying out of Sioux Falls because I currently live in South Dakota, but then my partner and I broke up, so I packed up my dogs, drove to Oregon, where my family's from, to spend some time with family while I was going through that, which is mostly why we were on the hiatus, because I didn't pack all my podcast equipment, and I'm the one who kind of does the audio and things from that end, and so I had to rebook flights out of Eugene. My flight from Eugene to San Francisco, because I was going to do Eugene to San Francisco to Vegas. The first flight was canceled because I guess there was a nail in the tire that they couldn't fix or something. I don't really know. It seemed kind of silly.
So stupid.
And so then the other flight I was looking at, I would have not gotten in that night. I would have had to get in like the next day, the day of the concert, which would have been fine. But again, I was like, but that's less time with the girls. So like I asked, I waited in the line to see if they could do anything. And they were like, we can send you from Eugene to Seattle, Seattle to Portland, and then Portland to Vegas, which if you know anything about the West Coast, that track makes absolutely no sense because
like
you
a
have
U-turn.
to travel farther than Portland, Oregon to go to Seattle, Washington. And then the flight, the flight from Eugene to Washington to Seattle is only like an hour and 10 minutes. The flight from Seattle to Portland is like 25, 35 minutes. It's so short. And then I had to do another flight, which was like an hour and a half, I think, or 2 hours from Portland to Vegas. So I think I got in at what, like 11:30 at night. I think you guys were picking me up in the airport. And I was supposed to be in right after Kaylee and her sister got there because we were supposed to land at the same time, which was like why I booked those tickets. And then the flight deities or universe or whoever had other plans by putting a nail in the tire of the airplane, which I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah, like
such a crazy like freak accident.
Yeah, Courtney was like driving over. She got over there at a good time to get checked in at our timeshare, which worked out because it was kind of complicated to find the room. So she had time to like get there, figure out the parking and check in. And then, so she's like driving. My sister and I are waiting at the gate to get on our flight. And Meaghan's like, there's a nail in the tire. I don't know if we're taking off. The mechanic is like on call. They don't have someone always here. And
Still
so
wild to me.
Yeah. So I'm freaking out. My sister's like watching me freak out. Courtney's freaking out and driving. And it's just like, we're like, this is like the only time we have together the rest of this year. And it's like, the last thing we need is for Meaghan to go through more bullshit just to have a couple girls' days.
Yeah, we're just like all communicating through voice notes. Just sadness.
Like, oh.
I know. I felt so bad because I was like, I don't want to like stress them out, but I was like, but I want to keep you guys updated instead of randomly just being like, not coming, and so I was like, I don't know how much to say, like, while I'm trying to figure things out, but I was also sitting at the airport, like, trying not to cry because I was like,
we were all
I
just
want to go see my friends. And then because they, so I was with an airline, and then the flight that went like Seattle to Portland to Vegas was through a different airline, like a partner airline of theirs. So then nobody could find my bag. And so I was like talking to my mom, and she was like, just use the emergency card. She's like, there's a Ross or like a TJ Maxx on the strip, like go buy what you need there if they can't find your bag. And like my work laptop was in there because I needed to do like a couple little work things. And so I was like, okay, like I don't even care about the bag. Like I'll figure out work stuff later. Like I just want to go and see my friends and like hang out. And so I was just like, thankfully they found my bag though. The lovely guy who was working like the baggage stuff that I talked to like went and found it, made sure that it was on the flight. So my bag got to Vegas with me, which was great. But it was a much longer day than I had anticipated. What I thought was going to be like a 6-hour travel day is like very quickly turned into a 12-hour travel day. And I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, for sure. It was very intense. We were all, separate places holding back tears. Just like just hoping and praying that she was able to get there at a good time. But like Haley mentioned, I had got in at a really good time, and I was able to traverse the jockey club building.
Maze.
It was actually a maze.
Between the parking garage and then the wherever the lobby was, it's wild how that place is set up.
It's genuinely so confusing. Like even when the lady was explaining the parking garage to me, I was like, what? And I still got lost that first time.
Every time. Every time
I got lost, we would go in there and I'm like, okay, let's get to the car. And I'm like, so how do I get out of here? Yeah, you would think I would remember, after a couple days, but no, I did not.
I mean, it's all dark down there, and the signs were not very well signed.
No, they were not.
And there was just like lanes and spots in weird places. Like it didn't.
was so weird.
There was no
mess
flow
out.
through. It felt very like
No.
chunky and bizarre.
Yeah, very, very strange.
So I don't blame you.
But yeah, so after that, I was able to kind of relax a little bit and then pick up Kaylee and her sister, which was really fun. And then we got Taco Bell that night, the Taco Bell Cantina.
Yeah. Got to people watch, eat some food, take a little bit of a walk. It was like right across the street. So we just took a little walk, took a little escalator, had a good time.
We were like right on the strip, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We were like where the Cosmo is, which is really cool. Because it like everything was so close.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we were kind of in the midst of just like waiting on updates from Meaghan, and then picked her up a couple crunch wraps and had food waiting for her when she finally got in. We didn't pick you up until almost midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was. And then we just sat around finally together, like in the hotel room, talking and catching up and being frustrated and but also happy to just be back together. And
the hugs were all popping. Immaculate hugs.
It's our specialty. Yeah.
So Meaghan and I shared a room. And Kaylee and her sister shared a room. And it was a really cool, like, kind of a suite with, like, a kitchen in it and, like, 2 bathrooms. Meaghan and I's room was, like, crazy huge.
Yeah.
All in all, pretty comfortable sleeping arrangements.
Especially for what we paid, like, individually, like, what it ended up coming out to. It was a very nice room for the price.
Yeah, shout out to your friend, Courtney.
Yeah.
It was great to fit all of us, fit our luggage comfortably. Like, if we'd wanted to stay there, we could have had, like, more snacks or groceries. It was kind of built to hold you for a while. Yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah, shout out to Nona if she's listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 would stay again.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, we ended up getting some sleep, and then what did we end up getting into the next day?
That was when we went to, gosh, what was the restaurant called? That's the one that I picked.
The Nightmare Cafe?
Yes, the Nightmare Cafe.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, she get attacked by a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But
Are you bleeding?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
That's one of Kaylee's
Court is
updates
like-
is she just got a new kitten, and he is very feisty.
He's a
Kittens
baby.
in general.
He's 5 months old, so it's like, I get it, but he's playing with the
Also-
string of my headphone that's like up next to my face, so he got
No.
part of my cheek.
Oh no.
Because he's just got sharp little baby claws and sharp little baby teeth. And as sweet as he can be, like he came up to snuggle and then was like, "Oh, this is still here."
Let
Now
me
he's
attack
chewing
it.
on my shirt.
And you're like, no,
Can
thank
you
you.
get down?
Kelly, you
You're
can go
not-
somewhere else now.
Yeah, go bother Birdie. Yeah, he's a good boy. Ow, that fucking hurt. Sorry, y'all.
No, you're good.
You're good.
I'm getting mauled.
You're getting mauled by your own kitten.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that first day we got up and went off strip, which was kind of fun. That was our first little full excursion aside from airport pickups. Off strip, we went to the Nightmare Cafe, which was the restaurant that I had picked. We all decided we were each going to try and pick like a restaurant that we wanted to go to make food just a little bit easier, so that instead of everyone trying to pick where they wanted each time, you guys know what I mean. So we went to the Nightmare Cafe. Really good food. We got a flight of margaritas, which were very good, except for that one that was like kind of smoky. That was like a little bit intense.
Oh, yeah, spicy.
But once I got a little bit tipsy, I didn't even care. I was like, I'll finish this one. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But the food was good. And the vibes were
food was
good.
good. Vibes were great. The other 3 margaritas were like fruity, or there was a classic lime
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and a spicy one. But the smoky one, it was just like so much kind of artificial smoke. It was like, It tastes like I'm eating a campfire.
That was the first one that I tried.
That's right.
And I genuinely did not know what to do with myself.
And you were like, what just happened? You like choked, and we were like, oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah.
And then we tried it, and we were like, oh God, yeah.
It like attacked my throat. It fought all the way going down. And I was just like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you guys have to try it because
That's why it's called a margarita. It's going to put you right in that morgue.
No, for real. I felt like it. I was like, I need something else after this.
One margarita. I'm going to put it right. Yeah. Yeah. And then, by the time we were about done with breakfast, Meaghan was like, screw it, and drank the rest of it.
I wasn't driving, and we paid for them. So I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was lots of cool, decor and a wall of VCRs for old spooky movies. And I think they had The Walking Dead playing, which I guess it was 11 a.m. on a Friday. So
what else is playing, you know?
Yeah. It was very cool. I was really glad we got to go and enjoy it.
Yeah. Some really cool, what are they called? Statues of some awesome horror characters, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that cool rotten pumpkin guy that was kind of in the corner where we were, and they had a ghost face and a couple of the clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Then they had this really cool mural of the typical welcome to Las Vegas sign, but Las Vegas is crossed out and it's hell written in red paint, so that was really cool. Just
we'll
real cool vibes. We'll post pictures when we post socials for the episode. And we'll do Vegas pictures and stuff. And then next door they have a nightmare toy store, I think is what it's called, or collectible store. And so they had a bunch of really cool masks and just a bunch of cool horror memorabilia and type Funko Pops. But I loved they had a bunch of classic villain masks from the classic Scooby-Doo show.
Oh, right.
And so they had the witch and the creepy red clown and the cyborg robot guy. I loved those, and I didn't want to see how much they were, because if they were cheap enough I would have bought every single one of them, because they had the cool Dracula guy and the werewolf guy, and they were all the classic Scooby-Doo villain masks, and I was like, I want all of them.
Yeah, they had some off. Yeah, they had some really cool stuff, kind of collectible things that you definitely don't see in every shop.
And they had a cool back room of just t-shirts, really cool horror themed t-shirts and slippers and different shoes and bags. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, definitely recommend taking a little trip and grabbing some brunch and then shopping a little bit if anybody finds themselves down there. It was a mile or two from the strip. It wasn't
that far. It was just the traffic as usual, but it wasn't crazy.
Yeah. And then
what do we do after that?
Didn't we have time at the pool? We came back and went to the pool.
Yeah, went to the pool, which was really nice because we had a pool separate from the Cosmo, so it was quiet. There was one other couple there, I think, when we were there, but
they had just left. We got there and there were people there, and then they were leaving. So then we pretty much had the pool to ourselves for almost an hour and a half, I think. And then right as we were getting ready to go get ready for the concert, another couple showed up to hang out. So it was nice. We got to just sit in the pool and visit.
Yeah, it was not a normal Vegas pool with the speakers and the bar and stuff. It was just quiet. We actually got small. Yeah, we actually got kind of cold because how the buildings are. That pool
shady,
doesn't get sun. But I was kind of okay with it. It kept at least me from. It prevented us from getting sunburnt too much, and
I don't think we got sunburnt at all that trip, which I'm very proud of us for.
Yeah,
it was really good.
We did a lot of good staying inside,
staying covered. Yeah, I really liked that pool. It was nice and covered, which was good, and tons of what are they called? Shadow Shade. That's the
What
word.
they call shadows.
Shadows. A lot of shade from like the buildings and stuff. It was really small, but like perfect. You couldn't do laps in it, but I mean, we were just hanging out. And in the freaking dry desert heat of Vegas, it was just much needed to kind of have that like chill time and feel actually cold for once.
Yeah.
It was a good way to rest up before singing our hearts out at the Jonas Brothers concert. So then we like wrapped up at the pool, went up. We all wore red dresses because of the red dress, which I totally forget that they bring up red dress twice in it gets brought up in 2 of the songs. So that was really fun.
3 songs actually, because it's in Cool. And it's also in it's in another song.
Is it?
Oh.
I
think I only remember. I've been still on a Jonas Brothers bender.
I'm kind of upset at Joe, so I don't know how I feel.
Well then, yeah, it might. Kaylee knows more than me. It might just be
no. But yeah, I bought like 5 dresses off Fashion Nova and was just like, anybody who wants a dress. And then Courtney had a really fun like fringe dress that was also sparkly.
It was almost like flappery kind of. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then we kept finding little red tassels all over the place the rest of the weekend.
Still finding them. It's cool.
Yeah. And then Tay had a dress that she'd found she was comfortable in. So we like wore red dresses and sneakers and walked from the Cosmo over to the MGM, which was honestly so much fun because everybody complimented us.
It was so nice.
It was such
like
a nice ego
celebrities.
boost.
I was obsessed.
Yeah, like we couldn't go the 50 feet without someone being like, "Oh my god, you guys look amazing!" And it was like,
or someone yelling, "Red dress!"
Yep.
Yeah. So we like hit a spot. We hit the Italy shop.
That place was cool.
So cool.
I can't remember which hotel that is, but there's like a big kind of Italian style eatery. So there's little like
a food court.
Yeah. There's different little pods for like wine. Meaghan and my sister got pizza at one spot. Courtney and I got a charcuterie board. Because we had just like eaten a big brunch, but we knew we needed fuel because we knew the concert was like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So had a good little snack and then walked on over.
That charcuterie board was my first, and it was amazing.
It was really good. It was a really nice variety of meats and cheeses. What more can you ask for? Yeah. And then we got over to the MGM, and the venue
it was a maze all the way to find.
It's all the way at the like back side of the building.
I feel like we walked like 2 miles just to get to the freaking
for real.
Yeah, once we got in the casino, like it felt like a really long trek to get to the venue.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we started spotting more Jonas Brothers fans as we walked through, so we kind of could find our way.
We just followed the crowd.
Yeah. And then one lady asked me, like, "Oh, is there a show tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, the Jonas Brothers." And she was like, "Isn't one of them going through a divorce?" And I was like, "You're right."
Yeah.
The news broke like 3 days before the show.
Yep.
And so we were like,
we're the first show since the scandal.
Yeah.
We were the first show. So it was
No, I think there was one more because everyone was like, "No, he's wearing his wedding ring. Like it's not true. It's not true." And then maybe it was like once it was official and like there was documents that he filed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the timeline. But yeah, because I remember Kaylee sending, because I was like, "Oh my God, is this true?" And then Kaylee sent a TikTok later and was like, "No, he's wearing his wedding ring, so everything's fine." And then we're like, "Okay, cool." And then it was like 2 days later, it was like, "Nope, he's filed paperwork," and there was like court documents of
and they
him
both
filing.
Posted on their socials that they were splitting, and we were like, "Love is dead." Okay, that's great.
Perfect.
So yeah, we walked all the way to the concert, and then we made it at a good time. None of us like cared if we saw the opener, so we got in between the opener and the Jonas Brothers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like grabbed some drinks, got to our seats.
Because we were
really
all
great seats.
so thirsty.
Amazing
If I
seats.
do say so myself.
Great job, Kaylee.
Such great seats. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then it was like not that long until they started. We were probably sitting there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, if that. Enough to take pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Got some cute pictures and then spent,
Sang for 3 hours.
yeah, we spent 3 hours. It was so long there was an intermission. Like,
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah,
that one
was-
guy came out, and it was so
Yeah.
awkward. What is his name? The
He
He
comedian
was
guy.
a cute comedian that's corny as fuck.
Matt
Rife?
Rife, yeah.
Rife. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
His set, it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, he had a couple of jokes that landed, but he did not, like, and I think his whole thing is to be, like, edgy, which, like, okay, cool, that's your shtick, whatever. But, like, don't come to a concert that you know is going to be 90% women and dog on women the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
didn't
it
go,
was-
like, watching people who got excited when he came out and, like, stood, and then watching people slowly sit down when, like, his set
Yeah.
was going on, it was like, oh, he did not
Yeah.
think these through. Like,
Yeah, it was just jokes about how women are into like zodiac and astrology. And I'm like, babe, this is a stadium full of women.
yeah, about
And it's
women
not
don't
women,
understand, like,
probably,
consequences to their
Queer
actions.
people.
And
Yeah, it's just so
I was
like,
okay.
hon, there's not a single man in here that would agree with you.
Well, and even like, I think the first joke was about Amanda Bynes and
And, like, her
Her-
drug use, yeah.
yeah, and I was like, that's not
That's
funny.
not cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it was, he didn't think
Homegirl's
it
going
through.
through it.
Fucking OG, man.
Yeah,
Especially because we're here at the Jonas Brothers concert. Like, we're clearly fans of nostalgia.
yeah.
We're gonna
Like, we're
fuck
here
with
for a
Amanda
good
Bynes.
time, not
Like,
yeah.
Not whatever that was.
down.
So
Ugh.
that was like the one kind of off thing about the show, I guess, was like they brought this guy out who just kind of, in our opinion, didn't fit like the
And
crowd.
I think like he has other funny like material. I just don't know
why
why he would. Yeah,
Yeah, we talked
was a
about it
choice.
after. He gambled, and I don't think it paid off with
Yeah.
his set and his stuff. Like, I get the whole, like, you know, you ask your crystals things, and you blame the moon, and you blame this, and, you know, it was like there was underlying themes of like, okay, yeah, but then there were certain things of like
Yeah.
talking about abuse in relationships and Amanda Bynes doing drugs, and I was like, okay, these are like lines that maybe when you're in a comedy club and you have 50-50, you know, men and
Yeah.
women in the audience, or, you know, people who are non-binary who may like take humor in those things, but I don't think an audience of 90% women are going to find jokes about like, oh yeah, it's not that, you know, your crystals are wrong, it's just that your boyfriend's abusive and you just can't see it because you're stupid. And it's like, oh,
It's like
that's awkward. Okay.
yeah. Like okay. I think if he made his set more of a like self-depreciation, like, you know, kind of like going off on men,
Mhm.
and it would have landed.
Oh yeah,
100%.
100%.
But it's just like, hun, I don't want to hear you make fun of women in a group. Like, when we're so like in solidarity, standing, singing at the top of our lungs, having like a great time
Yeah.
as women. And it's like, oh, this is not what we need this moment.
Yeah.
But the Jonas Brothers were great. They killed it.
So
And
good.
their whole like crew and band
It's amazing.
is phenomenal. And they were all
Special
gorgeous.
shout-outs
And I didn't
to-
understand.
Yeah, special shout outs to the girl with the ginger hair.
Yes.
She was amazing.
Who played like 3 instruments.
Yeah. There was an Asian woman who played,
Hello?
I think it was sax.
Oh, did you get kicked off? Oh,
Oh.
Sorry.
no, you're good. When did you
didn't
get kicked
notice.
off?
Just a second ago.
We
I
were
don't
chatting
know.
about the attractive band.
Oh my gosh. There was some very fine people there in the like ensemble.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a man who played sax, which was really great.
I loved having Joe's DNCE guitarist as part of the whole show. She was
Yes.
bad fucking ass.
Yeah, she was.
That's
so
the
cool.
one I was talking about.
Mhm.
Frankie, their younger brother, was there
Oh, that's
at like the other end
right.
of the arena. That was funny.
Yeah. Everyone went like crazy, and we were like, "Who is it?"
Yeah, we were like, what's going on? Why is everybody screaming? Like, because he was at like the other end of the, like Kaylee said, the arena. So everyone was like turned away from the stage screaming. And we were like, what's happening? Like, who are you
We're
guys
like-
screaming for?
Yeah, like the show hasn't even started yet. What are we missing?
You're looking the wrong direction.
Turn around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got to-
we happened to make eye contact with every single brother
Mhm.
and interact with the band a lot and some of the background singers. So
That's
it's
awesome.
a freaking win.
Yeah, it felt like the brothers came to our side of the stage a lot more.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt too. I was like, I was waiting like at some point, like after intermission, I was like, oh, okay, they're probably going to spend the rest of the show like going
other
to the
side.
other side. But they didn't. They just kept hanging out like on the side that we were
Especially
on. And I
Kevin.
was not mad about it.
Kevin kept hanging out. He and a lot of the background band were like hyping us up to sing and dance and just
Mhm.
like live our best life. Kevin's just like there for a good time.
He is.
He was vibes. Okay.
He was like singing and dancing when Nick and Joe did their solo songs, and he's just having so much fun. He's like spinning around playing his guitar still, and he's so cute. They were all so cute.
Y'all,
Joe's such a dirtbag. Allegedly.
allegedly. I have to admit in front of you guys in the podcast that Lord
Uh-oh.
Jesus, Nick Jonas, I thought my crush on this man had died down over the years, but seeing him right in front of me, feet away, did something to me on the inside that I could not. I think I whispered to Meaghan and Kaylee like 1,000 times, "Oh my God, Nick!"
The rest of the weekend, we would be doing stuff, and then you just hear them be like, you know who's real fine? Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
The rest of the weekend, you'd like we'd be sitting there talking about something. Like I think it was the next day when we were on our way to drag brunch, and you were like, "I wonder how Nick's doing today."
That
You
man.
did.
Oh my God.
Well, and when he came out with their second outfit and he was in the like sleeveless shirt and backwards hat,
Mm.
I also was like, oh my fucking God.
He loves a backwards hat.
Mm. That
Yeah.
man.
He
I
looked
hope.
great.
I really do hope Priyanka can fight because I'm willing to square up over Nick. I'm saying.
I will say I'm bummed because I have seen a couple times now he has sang that song about the like making quesadillas or whatever. I know you love that song. Shit, what is that song? I think he sang it on the show.
Oh,
Jonas.
introducing me?
Yeah. He sung it on tour a couple times, I guess.
Oh.
What the hell? That's my
And I was
favorite
You love that
song.
Courtney would have like needed a wet floor sign at that point.
Genuinely, I would have been screaming.
She would have melted into a puddle.
Yeah.
I love
There would
that
have just been
song.
tassels left over.
Genuinely,
Just
it's
tassels
Camp
everywhere.
Rock 2, and it's the best song from that fucking movie. And I can't. I would have died. Y'all would have to carry me out on a gurney.
Yeah. I saw it's been like sometimes on their set list. And sometimes they sing I Gotta Find You too from Camp Rock.
Oh, that would have been fun. That would have been a jam.
In
I
LA
was
they
listening
sing
to that
LA
song the
Baby.
other day.
Courtney, was it you that was like joking around about the security guard at the end too? That was like he's playing
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to get, but
No, that's security guard. Genuinely, like we had some vibes. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not joking for the pod. I'm not joking for the clout of it all.
Sure.
Me and the security guard, he was handsome. He looked like, what's that guy's name from Hamilton?
Tavid Diggs?
Yup, he looked
Okay,
like
yeah.
David Diggs.
Lin-Manuel
I
Miranda.
knew who she was
She's
talking
in
about, but I
love
really wanted to
with
say Thomas Jefferson.
She's in love with Lin-Manuel Miranda, actually.
He looked exactly like Lin-Manuel. No. He looked like Daveed Diggs. He was a handsome, tall, light-skinned gentleman. Great hair. And so we're all waiting to get out of the venue. We had a great time. We're all sweaty, hot, tired. And there's a crazy line to exit.
Yeah, they only had like 4 doors open for us.
It was wild.
Yeah, it was insane. So one of the guys who were... well, let me just start by saying, I'm standing there with my friends. We're chatting. And then I get a hand on my shoulder. And he's like, oh, excuse me. Can I cut through right here? And I was like... I turned and looked at him. I said, yes, you can.
And then she grabbed my arm. She's like, oh my God, that man.
We had a moment.
What?
We made like eye contact. We smiled at each other. And then he walked by, right? I turned to Meaghan and I was just like, this is our moment. this is happening. And wouldn't you know it, he made an excuse. Let's just do air quotes. Okay. He came back through because he very much needed to cut through again and again. Mm-hmm. It was like twice, a good 2 times after that first one.
It did become a pattern. It wasn't just a coincidence.
It became a pattern. And he would make a point to come by and he'd be on near me. And, we'd make eye contact and he'd be like, hey. And I'm like, ho. If you want my number, just say that, Mm-hmm. And so the last time I was like, he's clearly playing hard to get because like how many times did I walk through this crowd to get me to notice you? I mean, if you want the number, like just say it. I'll even give you the Addy. You feel me? But like for him to skirt, like roll through.
I was about to be Michael Scott at Pam and Jim's wedding. There's not a place to sleep.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I was telling them, I was like, if he comes through one more time after this, I'm gonna have to say something. Like something needs to be said.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we did not see him after that. Mm-mm. But it's a true love connection. So if you know someone who looks like
who works at the MGM Garden and worked the Jonas Brothers show, who looks like Thomas Jefferson, let us know.
At the girl.
At the girl. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was a whole love connection.
Good times.
I feel like putting in like one of those ads, like in the personal. People
female.
Missed connection.
28.
Could you be my love bug?
Oh my God. Imagine I find him, we get married, and our wedding is love bug themed.
Stop it. I would be into it though.
It writes itself. But yeah, great show.
Great show.
Immaculate vibes. They know how to perform.
It was fun. It was a good time.
I really want to see them when they're here in November, but it is expensive to go to concerts.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So we got out of the concert, and then we were kind of hungry. So we hit the Shake Shack, which was kind of a...
Shake Shack.
It was good, but it took a long time. It was very busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at that point, my feet hurt. So I was like, y'all go in.
Yeah.
I'm hot and sweaty and tired. I'm going to sit right here on these steps. Which I'm pretty sure I got, like, some bug bites from sitting right there. Because I started itching afterwards. But... Yeah, it
was the ground, so
it was the actual like floor. It was the ground. But I also ended up getting one of those like cool.
Oh, that's right. You got a big old daiquiri.
Yeah, one of those long like cool ones that you see people with on the strip, and that was yummy.
Yeah, so she was sipping. We were eating French fries, drinking milkshakes, and then we pretty much went back and went to bed.
Yes.
I guess we probably sat around and talked more.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then the next morning we'd gotten tickets to a drag brunch that was like...
Hamburger Berries.
Yeah. And it's quite a few miles off the strip, so we got up and headed over there. And that was a really good time. We had
It was fun.
great food. It was like kind of a more intimate spot, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably like maybe 30 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That place was hard to find.
Yeah,
I remember having issues because my GPS the entire time that I was there wanted to be
Your Waze was bugging a little bit.
Yeah, it was really, really weird. It kept glitching and sending me the wrong way and like not understanding where I was. It was very frustrating. So we had to be freaking sight hounds and try and find our way around. But I mean, driving in Vegas is another fucking story.
It's still not LA though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a really good time. There were some really fun queens. There was a group at the table next to us that was like a bachelorette party, and that girl did not hold back.
No, the bride, well, likely, she was amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I feel like when you do Vegas, you got to go to drag.
Yeah.
Off strip.
Agreed.
On strip. Yeah, it was something I got tickets for like a week or two before. I was just like, you know what? We got it. So.
Yeah, that was Kaylee's choice of restaurant.
Yeah. And then
after that, we went to Fremont Street.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, went parked on Fremont Street, walked around there. There wasn't like there was like stuff going on, but it was a lot more casinos than I mean, obviously it's Vegas, but I expected there to be like more shops and things, which there wasn't a ton of. So we like walked down to one end of Fremont, and then we found this cute little donut store. And so we got some donuts. Yeah, it was good. They had so many donuts. It was so cute, and we got this really cute picture with a little donut out front. Yeah, and I love that picture. We look so cute.
We look so cute. My mom actually, when she went to Vegas, she went and got Pink Fox.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, we were there. Because they're like everywhere around Vegas now.
Oh,
so
cool.
It was really cool. But yeah, it was my first time being in Vegas in period, but like going to Fremont Street. So it was really cool. It was just very loud.
That's right. On our walk back, they had that I don't want to say battle of the bands, but it was like a band playing out in the open live, and it was so loud. I felt like my bones were shaking.
Yeah,
because it was so loud.
They had like a couple stages kind of throughout that walk. So there was someone who was just a DJ playing music. There was another one with a band singing. It was like, it kind of felt wrong to be there during the daylight.
Yeah.
You know? It was like, I know it's supposed to be like flashy and lit at night. Yeah. It was cool. But
we gambled a little bit too.
Oh, that's right.
Time doing little slot machines.
We did the little shop of horrors.
Yeah, we found the little shop of horrors machines. I lost a lot of money. I was very upset about it. And by a lot of money, I mean $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It's not, I didn't lose hundreds, but I still wish I had that $20, I'd tell you.
Would have spent it on the gas on the way home.
Genuinely. But yeah, it was a really fun time. I understand why people can get addicted to gambling.
Especially now that it's all electronic and it's like brightly lit and with your favorite characters and stuff.
Yeah, when they kept singing Little Shop of Horror songs, I just kept wanting to play because I just wanted to sing, you know?
Yeah, they had like the original characters from the movie, like Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to play.
Yeah. So, yeah, we kind of broke up the afternoon a little bit there and then went back to the room, and we had dinner reservations, but not till, gosh, it was late. 8 or 9 o'clock?
9, I think.
I think so, yeah.
So I think we went back, maybe we even like took naps.
I think we just kind of like chilled.
And we kind of got packed a little bit because Meaghan's flight was super early Sunday, which was a bummer.
Yeah.
So we went back and just kind of like took it easy, started getting packed and cleaned up a little bit. And then
we took out the trash.
Yeah. And then we kind of got ready and then went over to dinner, which was in the same building as the Italy thing.
Yeah, we walked the strip a little bit too.
Oh,
Got to
right.
check out some fun places.
Yeah, we
Meaghan
did like
got a squishmallow.
I did. I got a
Yeah, it was
squishmallow
very
from
squish.
the Hershey store, and he's a little Dracula and a little Hershey's Kiss, and I love him.
He's so cute.
So cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah, we did like the Hershey store and the Coca-Cola store. We did the Stranger Things experience, which was super
that was
cool.
so
We probably
fun.
could have spent way more time in there just looking at all the cool
Dude.
stuff. It was
The
awesome.
amount of money I was ready to spend in there was
Right.
like so irresponsible. But I only bought 2 shirts. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because I could have went
really
ham.
good.
same.
Yeah, it was a really cool. You go down an escalator, you walk in, they've got a couple like life-size pop figures of Eleven and Eddie.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And then you turn to the left and they've got the big glowing red Stranger Things sign, and it kind of feels like you're walking through the intro of the show. And then you walk into
The
Will's
buyer's house, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the buyer's house.
So you've got like the living room with the Christmas lights and all the
It was so accurate.
The like
for,
makeshift
Yeah.
Ouija board,
The, like,
basically.
yeah. And then they also had kind of printed on drawings of the mind flayer. Well, I guess it was not called
tunnels
that,
or whatever.
but yeah, like the map
Yeah.
of like
Vines.
those tendrils all through the house. It was really cool. And then they had little,
Yeah.
like cabinets with board games and like stuff that they would have had in their house.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
like a little
It felt-
arcade room. They had like a high
The
school
Starcourt
like
Mall.
locker room type thing. Yeah, the Starcourt Mall.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
They had a phone that was like Joyce's, so you could pick it up and hear Joyce and Will and Hopper, I think.
Yeah.
A ton, yeah.
Yeah. And then they had a room with Vecna kind of coming out of the wall.
That one was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right next to that, there was a Demogorgon coming out of the wall, too. So it was just like.
It was gigantic down there.
Yeah. Yeah. They had like perfect little setup of like, oh, buy a shirt based on the mall or based on the Hellfire Club
Mhm.
or the school mascot or whatever. Yeah. I was like really glad we ended up going down there.
Yeah, it was humongous. You wouldn't think that looking at it from the outside, 'cause it looks just like really sketch almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
oh,
Stranger Things
hey,
experience.
come down
all
this
black.
escalator.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, come down this escalator. Maybe you'll come back. Maybe not.
Yeah,
You'll
it's so
float too.
spooky. But then you walk in and it's gigantic. So if you're in Vegas, I highly recommend.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like you don't have to pay to get in or get out.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just go walk through and take pictures with the stuff and look at all the cool merch. And yeah, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
It was perfect way to kind of kill time, get some AC,
Yeah.
get some
And
cute
then
pictures.
we got some really cute pictures. We'll have to post those too.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to my choice of restaurant was Best Friend by Roy Choi.
So
I had
good.
seen him and his Kogi truck like all over everywhere, all over the internet and stuff. And so I tried his Kogi truck and it was so good. And so I knew like we had to hit up his restaurant in Vegas, and I am so glad we did.
Same.
It was incredible. It was like Korean Mexican fusion,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all family style. So we ordered birria ramen, spicy pork, like a elote corn off the cob.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
So good. And
Yeah.
then we got the kimchi and short rib tacos.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
those were so good. It was just like
I want to go
such
back.
a
I'm
good
like,
fusion.
It
I'm
was,
getting hungry thinking about
Yeah.
I
it.
know.
The ramen. I'm like, oh, that ramen was so good.
yeah. It was.
Everything was just amazing. And the
Courtney's
cups
drink
are
was the size of her head.
Yeah. It was genuinely the size of my head. And it just like he said he wanted it to feel like a cookout at like your family's house, and like it definitely gave that vibe. It was really fun. He's from LA, so I definitely felt like a lot of the LA influence. They had a really cool DJ in there that played some great songs, but
It was very
It
loud.
was-
loud.
loud as hell.
We had to order by using my notes app.
Yeah.
For, like, the food right now, just so we made sure we got the right stuff.
Yeah.
That was
We couldn't hear each other very well.
No.
That was the only, like, bad thing about it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The food was delectable.
Well, yeah, it's crazy because Flip at my work had recommended we go to Best Friend. And then later that evening, Courtney was like, so, by the way, I made reservations at Best Friend for, like, this day, this night. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. That's weird. So it was, like, clearly known. And it was perfect. And then we got to do a little birthday dessert for my sister because her birthday was the Monday right after that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to do a little singing and eating cheesecake for her at that restaurant. And then we ended up back off strip at this food truck Courtney wanted to try.
Oh my gosh. That was a whole crazy thing in and of itself because the food truck wasn't open any other time. It was like only open at night after I think like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to go like, obviously late, and they closed I think at like midnight or 1.
Yeah.
I wanna say. And so we had to be up super early for Meaghan's flight in the morning. But I really wanted to go try this food truck that I had seen. They've been stalking me on my Instagram for like forever. I just keep seeing them. So I was like, okay, if I ever go to Vegas, this is where I'm gonna go. And so like I told that to myself. I knew it, and so I definitely wanted to go do that. They have these amazing like desserts because they have a pastry chef that makes everything from scratch, like on the truck. The line just proved how popular it was.
True.
Yeah.
It was such a long line, and we had to wait forever. They ran out of a ton of stuff. So we were just like praying that they didn't run out of the things that we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mess, but I will say I still dream about that cheesecake.
It was really good. You could tell that it was like made at the time you ordered because it took a while to get your stuff. Like we just ordered desserts and a couple like lemonades, and it took them a while. And I was like, I get it because you can watch them like put it all together, which was cool.
Yeah.
But just with the timing of our flights the next day, it was like, okay, I guess we'll go home and take a quick little nap.
A little tiny nap.
Which the combination of like us being tired and us already having to say goodbye and then having to get up early to go to the airport was
0 out of 10.
Made for a tough Saturday night, Sunday morning. But we did see like one of the greatest billboards I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
When we were driving to the food truck, okay, I'm gonna find it. I have it saved here somewhere. When we were driving to the food truck, we got off the like highway, and I looked up and I was like, does that sign say what I think it said? And it was a guy who said, oh man.
Because it's for like an attorney's office, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, were you injured looking for bodies in Lake Mead? Like, you might be entitled to compensation.
Injured while searching for dead bodies at Lake Mead. Demand compensation. We were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
well, because we're sitting there and Kaylee just reads it. Like, she just reads the billboard. And so we were all like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what? What's happening?
And then she's like, no, the billboard. And then we all like, we'd like read, and we're like, oh my, what the frick? So as we're like waiting in line, I think that's when we were waiting in line, we're like Googling, like, is this a normal thing? Like, why did this happen? Like, what's going on at Lake Mead? And it was basically just a big like joke. And the guy thought, like, it had been a story that happened of people like finding bodies. So he put the billboard up kind of as a joke just to like catch people's attention.
Well, yeah, because the lake
one, wasn't it?
Yeah, he based on the news article I had read that night, he had made joking billboards before. Like, he kept up kind of with, like, pop culture trends or, like, trending topics in the area, and then would kind of make a sign based on it. But, yeah, I guess at Lake Mead there had been the lake is lowering, like, the water level is lowering or something. So there was a couple of bodies that happened to wash up in a short period of time. And so then it was like, oh my God, people are going to go, like, keep looking in the lake for all these dead people. It just, yeah, he had to, like, come out and not apologize for the Lake Mead billboard, but just be like, no, I promise, like, it's a joke, and anyone who's died, I'm sorry. Like, I don't...
You have to tell people, like, please don't search for dead bodies.
Yeah.
Don't go swimming
in the sea.
Yeah, so that was a big highlight of the trip, was the billboard.
Yeah, wasn't there another one that we saw that was, like, insane?
Well, there was one that was, like, hotel injury specific.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the hotel injuries.
And that one is everywhere. I think it's, like, 3 times on your way to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, this is getting out of hand. Like, you have to have a business so specific for this.
Hotel injuries. Insane.
Like, what are you doing in a hotel?
People get fucked up in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we're not, like, those types of people. That, like, we go and get drunk in public. Like, our version of getting drunk is drinking and playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, like,
we get drunk amongst ourselves, okay?
Yeah, we don't take that shit outside.
Even if we wanted to do it in Vegas, it's so freaking expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
Like, we
don't have Vegas drinking money.
Yeah.
You just gotta get a hold of Nick Jonas, Courtney.
Nick Jonas, please call me.
Did you see the video? It was a concert, I think, last Friday or Saturday, where he was singing When You Look Me in the Eyes to his daughter in the audience. And then she tried to grab the microphone from him.
I have not seen that.
I can't.
It was
I
upsetting.
can't watch that. My ovaries will fall off.
Priyanka was also there too.
There's that.
We went back. We took a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
quick
then
power nap.
Meaghan, Courtney, and I dropped Meaghan off the airport at like 4.
I think so, yeah, because my flight was at 6.
It was something terrible like that. And then went back, took another nap, and then my sister and I got to the airport like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it, pretty much.
By then, it was time to check out and stuff, and so I just left right after I dropped them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all got
Made home
at pretty good times, which was nice.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was a fun time. I had to stop and get my mom taffy, which was annoying. And I'm sure I got COVID there.
Yeah.
I ended up having COVID after, and I'm pretty sure I got it at the fucking taffy place.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it. You'll figure it out. You were like, what?
Because none of the 3 of us got sick. But yeah, it was like within 36 hours, Courtney was like, fuck.
Yo,
I got it. I got the vid.
I got the vid. I was like, something's happening to me.
Yeah.
It was not good. But thankfully, I have the vaccination, so it wasn't terrible. It wasn't good,
It's,
but it wasn't terrible.
Could have been worse. Well, any other highlights or things from the trip before we sign out?
It was just such a fun time.
Yeah,
It was.
I'm glad we're continuing to kind of check things off the list we want to do together. Go to concerts, go to states or cities we haven't been to before. And then every time we're together, we're always like, all right, what's the next trip? What's the next time?
Yeah, when we got back from drag brunch, you two went and parked the car and went to the hotel, and Tay and I went and got ice cream. And so then we like got back to the hotel room, and I walk in and you guys are sitting on the couch, and I can't remember who it was. You guys were like, we're coming to visit you in March. And I was like, okay. And like, you don't get a say. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
okay, that's fine. Like, I don't care.
Oh yeah, that was me. I was like, you don't have a Joyce. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
cool.
you were
I'm
like-
excited.
Yeah, you were like, I don't have that many people come by, so that's great.
I have a whole big house with just me and the dogs, so please come.
Yeah,
A big haunted house.
a big haunted house.
The haunted mansion, if you will.
I fucking wish if there was ghosts here, at least there'd be something going on. Like, it's boring.
Oh.
Yeah, I know when I
Invite
was there.
ghosts to live there after we come, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just, I don't know. I love our times together. We never have enough time together. I think we'll, like we said after our Maldives trip, like, we still didn't want to separate. We had been
Yeah.
in however many different time zones, different weather, different countries, and we were still, like, by the time we left LA, we were like, oh, I still don't want to separate.
Yeah,
It's
we shared
crazy.
one bedroom the entire time we were in the Maldives. Like,
Yeah.
not like we even had separate rooms. Like,
They put Meaghan on a little kid cot.
I was comfy. I fucking passed out every night and was dead.
No, you were like
The heat.
gone every night.
Yeah. They always
It's
make
so
her
crazy
my
that we
little
can
Swiss
spend
Malone.
that much time together in such a high, like, pressure kind of environment, you know, getting
Mhm.
on planes, being irritable, and still does not have any issues. And still want to have more time together.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
It reminds me when we were, I think it was that November trip, and you like called your mom, Courtney, 'cause she was going to take us to Universal, and you're like, "Don't
Oh,
come,
yeah.
Kaylee and I got in a fight, and like we're not going to Universal." And your mom's like, "What would you guys fight about?" Like, and we couldn't
Yeah,
figure
she
out
was
like
like-
the lie of what we would be
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah.
about.
she was like, no. And we were like, yeah. And she was like, you guys don't like raise a fuss about anything.
It was like, you don't
Stop
want to
it.
fight. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did not buy it at all.
It did not work.
Immediately was like, anyway, so what time?
Yeah. We have good times, and especially, some of the family stuff we'd all been through by the time that trip showed up.
Yeah,
We definitely needed the time together.
Yeah.
We've been going through it. We're still, shit. Since we saw each other, we're still all getting beat up by life. But
Mm-hmm.
2024 will be our year.
No,
Watch out,
honestly,
Steven
I'm
Spielberg.
claiming it. I'm
Yeah.
claiming it.
Steven Spielberg, watch your back.
Watch your freaking back, because next year's going to be a movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for our adventures. I'm excited to just
I'll be 30
Move forward.
next year. It's insane.
30 and
That
flirty
is-
and thriving.
Hell yeah.
30, 40, and 30.
Well,
Let's
do you want me to wrap us out?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Perfect. Well, we hope that you guys enjoyed this first episode back from our hiatus. The podcast is on Spotify under And We Were Roommates, and we also are on Instagram and Twitter under AWW Roommates or Roommates. And yeah, you can find me over on social media under M Murder Movies. So that's M as in Massacre, Murder Movies on Instagram and Twitter. I also have a horror movie podcast, which has also been on hiatus, but I'm hoping to have something out again for Halloween weekend. So hopefully that will all go according to plan. And Kaylee, why don't you tell the audience where they can find you?
Yeah, so I am on Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna still call it Twitter. I don't care.
Same.
At Kaylee_Ranksdorf. You can find me posting about both of my cats now. Watching Great British Bake Off, which is back, and loving it. And settling into football season, which has been a lot of fun. Go Ducks. Go Seahawks.
Let's go Ducks.
Yeah, so find me on over there if you're interested in any of that. How about you, Courtney?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter as well as Instagram at iCourtneyAnnette. And you can also find me on my blog. So it's courageouslycourt.com. I finally bought the domain, so that's that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, I post over there. I try and do it once a week, but sometimes I miss a week. But I mostly talk about kind of self-help stuff, my mental health journey, and also just advice as well. for people who are going through similar adulting things like I am. I mostly post kind of on the weekends. So, yeah, look out for that.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please feel free to subscribe and rate. We would very much appreciate it. And we will catch you in the next one. I almost just did my horror movie podcast sign off. I almost did the remember to stay safe and stay spooky. And my brain was like, no, that's not what we're doing.
Time of year.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. And remember, it's just life, you know?